Speeches. At some point, we're forced to present at least one thing in our school lives. When you're about to present, it's normal to feel anxious and nervous about it because you're unsure of how well you're going to do or how good your presentation is going to be. Fret not, for I'm about to offer some good general tips that'll hopefully aid you in your presentation and quell any fear you may have. Organize your ideas. The first thing you should do when crafting whatever thing you're about to present is to simply pick a desired topic. Narrow it down and brain dump as much as you can. Jot down random thoughts, ideas, do whatever it takes. After all is said and done, gather your ideas and organize them into an outline. Doing all of this will ensure that you have the information at the ready and you're not having to worry too much about messing up on your structure. Please be sure to check with trusted sources to make sure it's clean and ready to go. Know what you're talking about. Because if you don't know what you're talking about, then you'd just be rambling about random mumbo-jumbo and no one would know what you're saying. There's one secret weapon that can come in handy when presenting, and it's the old reliable called paraphrasing. yeah, I know, you've heard of this one before. It's simply about understanding things in your own words. If you try and take the information and present it as is, there's a good chance you won't be able to understand what is being said, which may end up hurting your credibility. Try and digest the info to the best of your ability, please. It's also important to know your target audience. The information you present, as well as how you present it, can be the byproduct of knowing your target demographic. Paraphrasing is also important here because then you can try and translate that info you process and crunch it up into simpler terms. Well, that is if your target demographic is a bunch of 4th graders. Conquer your anxiety. Ho boy! Everyone's bestest friend! Anxiety is the devil that rests within us. It will never go away. It will never shut up! Excuse me. This fear stems from fear of dying from embarrassment and feelings that make public speaking look worse, which is totally understandable. It's important to try and process our fears in a way that makes us realize that all our fears are rather irrational and way less dire than crashing a car into a building. This process, according to Allen, Hunter, and Donahue, is what's called cognitive restructuring and helps when you're afraid of embarrassing yourself in front of a large crowd. We can also try the communication orientation modification therapy, which, according to Motley, involves thinking of public speaking as a conversation and not as a performance. Don't worry, everyone is forgiving and understanding. There are more ways to help you reduce your levels of stress and anxiety. Take deep breaths because it releases endorphins that fight off adrenaline, the source of all your anxiety. Don't forget to practice, but not too much though, or else you'll get bored with your presentation, which affects your vocal ability to present properly. This leads us into use the power of your own voice. For your own destruction, that is. You may or may not have heard about how your voice has the power, or that the pen is mightier than the sword, or something along those lines. That's true here. How you present with your words and voice is the difference between night and day. It's important to keep your audience engaged with your voice in order to make your presentations effective, which is why it's important to always practice. If I were to talk about something in a dull, monotone voice, it may sound like I'm uninterested in the topic I'm talking about. Not only that, I may end up losing the audience's attention by lulling them to sleep. Conversely, talking about the same topic in a clear, concise voice ensures that not only I sound credible, but it keeps the audience engaged, or even attracted to your own voice, but let's not go there. You also don't want to speak in a tone that may break the intended immersion of your topic or leave your audience feeling bitter. That's all the basic tips that I have for you all. I'm sure there's more out there, but sure you can sweep the floor now. Now get out there, champ! Here's a broom.